Hello, this is Libra for July. So, Libra, your whole vision for the month of July is going to be about renewing things. It's going to be kind of like you want to um, reevaluate certain situations. You're also going to want to reconnect with somebody. However, it's not going to be as simple as they would like it to be. The simplicity part of it will be after you see the results. A lot of you may be even hoping or praying for an apology or expecting an apology. Some of you may be wanting to um, pay attention, kind of like a private detective. You may be looking at and looking into something, I should say, meaning that this person that you were involved with, Libra, may have been doing something shady, may have been doing something sneaky, may be doing something behind the scenes. They may have been involved with someone else or in a particular situation, maybe something that you didn't know about. For some of you, you may have been dealing with somebody with like the devil card, meaning obsessions or addictions, things of that nature. Be careful, Libra, and this is, again, this is for those of you that this resonates with. For those of you who are waiting to um, see the outcome in a situation, waiting to find out if something is going to be beneficial to you, waiting to see if the truth is going to present itself. Because I feel like a lot of you may not understand exactly where your partner was coming from or what their ideas were about. Now, as I look at the star card, Libra, that's one of the cards that came up for you. And this star card is talking about you getting things that you want, you asking the universe for certain things, and the universe approving that for you. I also feel like, you're finally realizing your power, your place in a situation. For some of you Libras, for a while, you may have allowed somebody to take your power away. Therefore, this card in the past would have been this way. So in this relationship that you were involved in, this is exactly how the star card was. It was in reverse. But now that we've come this far, now that you've gone through a separation, a breakup, a divorce, something similar to that nature, you've definitely found out that you have self-worth that is more so than they gave you credit for. But here's the funny thing, Libra. Here's the funny thing with the whole situation. Your partner now, who thought that they had everything going on as the emperor, who thought that they had the power and the control, who thought that they sat in the driver's seat for your relationship, is completely false. They're now learning that your power that you hold, the power that you hold, is much greater. They're finally seeing that you're giving a hoot, so to speak, about how they treat you, how they speak to you, what they do for you, what they don't do for you, things of that nature. I feel like a lot of you may get defensive. You may, in fact, get defensive when this person in July does come back around trying to speak to you. When I see the Nine of Wands, it talks to me about feeling like you had your back up against the wall, feeling like you weren't sure if you were going to be able to defend yourself, protect yourself. It also made you feel like you had to stand up for yourself. Some of you, all you wanted to do was get a compliment. All you wanted to do was be the most important person to them. All you wanted to do was get their attention. But it seems like for a lot of you, Libras, you saw them giving attention to everyone else but you. There's definitely something that is, I'm going to say, electrifying to this situation. And the reason I say that is because it's like you've tried before, and all these, nine of these swords that are on the ground, nine of them, or wands. When you see these wands on the ground, those wands are showing every time that you got defeated, every time that they made you feel less than, every time they made you feel not good enough, every time they made you feel not as important. For a lot of you Libras, you were going out of your way, struggling to do everything for this person, make them happy, cook for them, treat them, take care of them. You did so many different things, but yet at the same time, they never really gave back to you. They never really gave back to you. For some of you, if that was the case, I don't think it was much. But for many of you Libras, you were always the one doing. You were always the one calling. You were always the one making the plan for them. You were always the one who was trying to make the relationship better. You were trying to get close to them. You were trying to get that intimacy, trying to get that cuddling, so to speak. But they didn't act like they were quite interested in doing pretty much of anything. But when they needed something, they showed up. When they wanted you to do something for them, they were there. When they felt some sort of way or down and out or whatever, they looked to you to lift them up. But when you went through things like that, or when you needed them, I don't see that they were there all the time. But in the month of July, okay, you already know what they didn't do. So let me just get to in the month of July. For some of you, this is going to be a situation where I have the Six of Swords. So it is going to be to the point where once you're finished defending yourself, once you're finally standing up for yourself, some of you are either going to tell them to pack a bag and to get going, or you, in fact, may get your bags together and decide, you know what, that's enough. This is enough. For a lot of you, you know that they still have secrets here. You know that they're still going to keep something from you. You are going to have a reconciliation opportunity in the month of July. They're itching now to come back. They're definitely getting antsy. It's been enough time now. There's been a long enough separation, and they're feeling that they need to come forward because life was so much easier when they had you. Understand? And for you, Libra, I do get that, you do miss them. There's certain things or situations or certain characteristics that they had, which really kind of grabbed you by the heart and, made you feel as if you were in love with this person. But at the same time, Libra, if you stood back and you looked carefully, then you would see that pretty much it was just one stab to the heart after the other, right? It was just one stab to the heart after the other. They got you to the point where even after leaving, if they left you, they got you to the point where you were feeling kind of helpless, feeling kind of like you were dead, feeling like everything was over, feeling like it really hurt deep here. A lot of you, it took a lot for you to be able to get the strength and the courage to move forward, to stand up, to begin to celebrate. Some of you may have gotten pregnant from this person and are depending on family members right now and friends to help you to get through this trying time. I feel like you're happy about this pregnancy for some of you, and for some of you, you're really worried about the future. What's going to happen if they're not there to support me and help me and to be part of this child's life? I get it. For a lot of you, like I said, you're going to turn your back on the situation. A lot of you have gone to the point where enough was enough. You got to the Eight of Cups right now. So love right now is kind of in and out, or off and on, or hot and cold. Right now, the situation in the month of July is going to be quite challenging for you for a little while. But I do feel like with the Ace of Pentacles, which means the universe is going to help you to get some clarity. In the month of July, it's going to help you to see things for what they truly are. You're going to be able to find out what their motives are, what their goals are, and if in fact their plans include you. So during the month of July, it may feel in the very beginning like you're blindfolded, like you don't know what you've gotten into. It may feel like you don't know what's coming next. It makes you feel very insecure, alone. It makes you feel almost like you've been abandoned, and I get that. But I do get that there is going to be a lot of you who are going to do a lot of concentrating, a lot of meditating, a lot of wishful thinking. But I think a lot of you, too, are carefully going to watch those who do tarot or psychic messages or whatever to try to help you and guide you down your path for the month of July. You have the Page of Swords, which means you're going to give something another try. There's no doubt about it. You also have the strength and the courage to move forward Some of you are going to walk away completely and find your strength and decide that, you know what, I'll be better off by myself. Some of you are still waiting for that person to come around, to come back, and to give you the attention that you've been seeking from them, to show you the love that you've been hoping for. A lot of you do believe that your partner, in fact, does love you, and I feel that even though they don't show it, even though sometimes there's a distance right now, but there's a reason for the distance. Allow, the universe to take its time in doing what it's doing. Even though you're not together right now, I still do believe that they do, in fact, love you. They do, in fact, appreciate what you've done for them. They have a funny way of showing it. They may not show it the same way you do. I do feel like a lot of you feel kind of isolated, or right now it feels like you're trapped. When you look at the Eight of Swords, you may feel like you can't get out of something. You may feel like you're tied up or blinded or misunderstood, or that you don't have the clarity on the situation the way you'd like to. For some of you, somebody is going to come with an apology. For some of you, you will in fact get an apology. There is going to be somebody who wants to tell you that they're sorry, but be careful. For some of you, somebody's going to come back, and for the moment, they're going to apologize. But once that apology part is finished, it won't be long before they go back to their old ways. So I'm sorry to repeat that. That's not good. For a lot of you, again, meditation, being the hermit, staying by yourself right now, doing things that you need to do for you, finding out what your love is all about, finding out what it exactly is that you want in a relationship, dissecting the relationship that you were currently in the month of July. I feel like there's going to be opportunities for you to pull something together or to work on something. This may be work related, or this could be relationship. But I do feel like there's going to be an opportunity for you to work together to come up with an idea or a plan that's going to make things feel a lot better. Some of you are going to put your whole, I'm going to say your whole self into the situation. I feel like you may be trying to manifest very strongly everything that you want in this relationship. There is an infinity symbol here, meaning that this is infinite love. This is love that's not going to end. A lot of you need to know that your partner right now is kind of worried. They're trying to contemplate a few things. They're pondering about a situation, even a way to make things better. They're hoping for the outcome for some of you to be you and them back on an even keel, back on the same page, back having the same goals. For some of you, your partner's just not ready for that commitment yet. But for some of you, your partner is hoping to hear from you, or hoping that you'll want to hear from them. I feel like a lot of you are still struggling about something that happened, and that possibly had to do with a third-party situation. I feel like you're still down and out about it. You're still going over it. You're still trying to figure out how they could do something like that to you. For some of you, somebody is, in fact, stalking you, watching you, hanging around. Maybe you don't see them. Maybe they're at a distance. Maybe they come in different vehicles. Maybe they go around with different people. Maybe they're hearing things through other people, through social media or whatever, keeping track of what you're doing or where you're going. For some of you, it may be a very small town you're from, and it's not hard to know what they're doing or for them to know what you're doing. But they're definitely paying attention, and they are definitely talking to others, trying to find out whether or not you've moved on, whether or not you're still waiting, whether or not they have a chance to come back. So it feels like some of you may get a card in the mail, or you may get a text message, or you may get something. I keep saying in the mail. So you may get something in the mail that somebody's going to try to reach out to you. Some of you are going to get a phone call with an invitation. Somebody may want to come over, come and visit you, but be careful. Don't allow them just to come over and have some intimacy with you and then turn around and leave, and then that's it. And then they ghost you for a while. Enjoy your freedom that you have right now in the month of July. Take it and enjoy it. Express it. Show other people that you can be happy even by yourself right now, that it's okay, that, it's not the end-all be-all. There'll be something better to come. I also got I pulled a couple cards for you. One says, you're playing with fire. Check yourself. So this is one of your cards. It says you're playing with fire, so check yourself. So be really careful with that. Also, another one is open your mouth. It says talk. Use big words like validate, acknowledge, and empathize. Okay? These words are going to show them that you mean exactly what you're saying. Your last card is love can hurt like hell. Breathe through that shit. So even though right now you might be going through something, Libra, and love definitely can hurt like hell, and this could be with a family member, this could be a relationship, this could be with self. But either way, you must remember to breathe. So that's what I have for your July, Libra. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you soon on my lives.